Hello guys, welcome to lab report number 15. Well, it is number 15 if you count my video from last Sunday where I basically asked for your help as a lab report in itself. And today is August 27th, 2016 and one of the hottest days in this year's summer in Germany. And it has really been a chore to work in the workshop for the last couple of days. And also this is my second weekend in a row that I spent completely working here in the shop. And I'm in the middle of my preparations for moving to Cologne with at least some of my stuff. And that is actually going to take place next Sunday. And until then, basically all that I'm doing here is focused on finishing some furniture and other items, buying items, and just generally organizing the whole thing. Please don't be surprised if there won't be any big videos in the next couple of days. Once I have moved in though, I will show you the room and how I made the things inside that room. But in this video I want to talk about two things that are completely independent of this whole Cologne matter. The first one is that I want to give you an update on the whole Volvo situation before I go to Cologne. And the second one is that I want to open these boxes here together with you that have arrived here just today and which were sent here by a German viewer after I had asked for help last Sunday. So let's talk about the current situation that the Volvo is in. I've already shown you a lot of smaller repairs that I performed over the last couple of weeks. But in the meanwhile, I have also replaced the alternator belt and the steering pump belt, also topped off the steering pump reservoir, renewed the car's battery, and I also added some antifreeze to the radiator in order to prevent corrosion. And after I had done all these things, I brought the Volvo over to the inspection shop together with my friend who owns a local garage and actually drove the car for the first time since I bought it. So what did the guy at the inspection shop actually say? Well, of course, I hoped that I could get the car through the inspection right away and call it a day, but there have actually been quite a lot of things that have to be done before the car will actually pass. Now, the first one is that there are 4 spots on the underbody of the car where he found rust, and sheets of metal have to be either welded or at least riveted over those parts, and of course, new underbody coating has to be applied. Now, second, one of the rear disc brakes is actually constantly gripping. It doesn't get loose anymore and we will have to get that loose. And maybe we will not even have to buy a new disc brake or any parts for that brake. But then there are things that certainly will cost some money. For one, there also is a corrosion issue with the exhaust system. And I will have to buy a new rear silencer and I will probably replace the entire exhaust system from the catalytic converter onward. Now, while I'm doing that, I will also add probably a mini cut, which will allow me to pay only about half of the taxes on the exhaust that I have to pay now. And then there is also an issue with the suspension of the right front wheel, which is kind of loose, and there are some parts will have to be replaced. Nothing too expensive though. And then the most expensive thing of all 4 tires will have to be renewed. So these are the things that will have to be taken care of next. But I will be in Cologne for at least 2 months, and working on the Volvo will not be my first priority, because there is really no reason to have such a large car in a place like Cologne, where it's always very hard to find even a spot for parking. But should I be here in the workshop in the meanwhile, I guess I will do some of that work, and I will show you both the repair jobs that I already performed as well as those that will still come in more detailed videos. I'm really just trying to give you an update here. So much about the Volvo for now. Let's take a look at those boxes then. And here we have the first one, and what do we find inside? These black boxes here contain HDDs. And they are Seagate Barracuda 500GB HDDs with serial ATA connectors. So these are of course used parts, but if I have enough of these, maybe I can have something like a backup system with redundancy to store some of my raw video material. And here is box number 2, and inside we find a docking station for HDDs, a network camera, another camera, and then this box here with a USB hub and some USB cables. And here we are inside box 3, and what we have here is 2 remote control sockets, a so-called Joyit Smart PC stick. So this is similar, I guess, to a Google Chromecast, which I already happen to have, but I'll see later what I can do with this. And here we have a Raspberry Pi 2, and that is actually really great if it still works. Other than that, this box only contains miscellaneous computer parts and some software. And here we are in box 4, and it contains several mini cameras with composite video output, and also these large enclosures here for external CD or DVD drives, still with IDE connectors and Firewire, I guess, so rather old-fashioned. And we also have a small LCD panel with composite video input. And then there is one last rather large box, and inside I find even more HDDs, and now I have 11 HDDs lying on the workbench, all of them 500GB or even bigger, some of them 1 or 2 terabytes. And last but not least, we have this leather bag here, in which we unsurprisingly find 2 laptops, Dell laptops to be more precise. And they would have cost a pretty penny back in the day, but they must be about 8 years old or so. And also one of them has an issue or two, and I have to see if I can use them for anything in 2016. But anyway, I'm sorry that I sound so unenthusiastic, but that is just because I'm so tired. So really, I just call you Viewer X from Germany because I don't want to use your name without your consent. Thank you so much for these gifts, and I'm pretty sure that I can use at least the HDDs for something good. I will try to find some kind of backup solution, and if any one of you knows a lot about synchronizing HDDs so that you have redundancy on your system, also for example with external drives, then please write something in the comment section. And of course, this is something that I wanted to do all along. Say thank you to all you other guys who have sent me all those supportive emails, who have sent donations and made pledges on Patreon, and really changed the equation overnight. And I know that I'm sounding tired, but I'm actually really happy, and I'm looking into a much brighter near future now than I have 1 week ago. So thank you guys very much, and see you soon.